If you think that you're ugly because of your genetics, you're wrong. The truth is that you're just lazy and you haven't tried enough. Until you've actually trained hard, eaten properly, become lean, fixed your skin, grew out your hair, and put in consistent effort for months and months, you have no idea what your genetics even are. You don't have bad genetics. You just haven't done the work yet to reveal your genetics. And until you do, blaming your genetics is just an excuse for being lazy. Whilst genetics do matter, there are some people who are born with amazing genetics who look instantly attractive, who don't have to work for it. And there's some people who are born with terrible genetics who are ugly. We all have genetic strengths and weaknesses. No one is 100% good genetics or 100% bad genetics. We all are a mixture of good and bad. Like, for example, I have to wear glasses in order to see properly. I'd love to have 20/20 vision. I'd love to not have to wear glasses, but I have to. However, I was also born with heterochromia, where my eyes are different colors. This is a huge advantage for me when women or anyone really notices it because it looks cool, it's unique, it makes me stand out from everyone else. So you have good genetics and you have bad genetics. This is what 99% of guys get wrong about it. Naturally, it may look like you have bad genetics. However, once you start working on it and starting to improve on it, you may actually have amazing 1 in a million genetics. Your genetic potential will only reveal itself after you've already put in the work. You don't know if you have terrible genetics for building muscle until you prove it by training till failure 4 to 6 days per week for a year at least with progressive overloads. You don't know if you have a bad jawline until you've lost your face fat, started mewing, fixed your posture, and strengthened your neck. You don't know if you'll ever be attracted to women until you've built an aesthetic body and maximized your facial attractiveness. You have no idea what your genetics are until you actually worked to maximize them. But instead of trying to improve their looks and become as attractive to maximize their strengths, guys will just say, oh, I'm ugly, I can't get girls, I don't have good genetics, I'll give up. Meanwhile, there are millions of men with worse genetics than you who transform their lives by actually putting in the work. This is the best part about self-improvement and looks maxing. You can maximize your strengths and minimize your weaknesses through focused, strategic action. Like, I thought I had terrible bodybuilding genetics too. I was skinny fat, I was weak, I weighed 55 kg when I was 17 years old. I have pectus evactum, which is like a sunken chest, where my chest goes in around here. And I was bullied for that. I was made fun of for having that. I thought I would never have a good chest. But when I finally committed to building muscle, training consistently, training hard, training till failure, tracking my lifts, fix my diet, my body changed. I built muscle and suddenly people were saying, oh, you have amazing genetics for muscle. I wish I had your genetics. Do you see the irony? People only call you genetically gifted after you've done the work, after you've maximized your genetics. You may have better genetics for looks maxing and bodybuilding than I do, but the difference is that I've worked hard for years and years in order to improve my looks and my physique. The main difference between ugly and attractive guys isn't genetics. It's literally doing the good habits for a long enough time period that you actually see results. For example, if you're only 5'7", you're short, you'll find it more difficult to attract women than if you're 6 foot tall like I am. However, are there shorter people than you who have attracted beautiful women? Who are jacked and attractive? Who are rich and successful? Yes, of course there is. Look at Ilya Taporia. He's only 5'7", yet he's rich, successful, attractive. He's a beautiful woman who's the same height as he is. He's even knocked out guys who are 6'2" who tower over him. This is the beauty of self-improvement. This is the best part about looks maxing self-improvement. You can maximize your strengths and minimize your weaknesses. I had shit teeth. I had massive gaps in my upper and lower teeth. However, through going to the dentist, getting braces, and wearing them, and it was painful, I was able to fix my teeth and my smile. I still wear retainers every single night in order to keep my teeth looking like this, so they don't go back to the way they were before. It doesn't matter about your genetics. You can maximize any genetic strength you have, and you can minimize any genetic weakness. Just remember, your potential is merely the expression of a possibility, something that can only be assessed accurately only in retrospect. In other words, you'll never know how good you might have become if you never try. Now, thank you for watching, and if you learned how genetics aren't that important, what's important is actually putting in the work and maximizing your genetics, please like the video and subscribe to Unlimited Power for more self-improvement videos on how to become more attractive, how to build your dream aesthetic body, how to attract women, on everything. And thank you for watching, and I'll see you in the next video.